Hi, I got a request to show my garden up here. I think it's Lorimar asked, a subscriber of mine asked to see the garden I've been making up here because she enjoyed. I'm sorry, I don't know if you're a he or a she. It said that they enjoyed my garden videos from back home in Waukegan and wanted to know if I was making a garden up here and if I would show it. Well, here's what I've been doing. Now, actually, when I got here, this yard was just dirt, rocks, and weeds. And I have been trying my best to establish a lawn, a grass. I've been pulling weeds by hand, crabgrass and weeds, and sowing grass, and it's coming along. This little half moon garden I have dug and established. It's very rocky soil. There is bedrock and boulders and gravel underneath the soil level everywhere. So it's hard digging, especially when you want to plant shrubs and things. You have to remove boulder after boulder. Your shovel, your spade keeps hitting rocks and boulders and things, and you have to dig those out and put them somewhere. So anyway, this started out as being a wildflower native garden, and I've sort of gotten away from that, and I have been planting azaleas and even a rose you can see over there. So I go back and forth between wanting to establish natives, plants and shrubs, and going back to the cultivars, the European and the Asian cultivars that we all grew up with. I've got a trumpet vine at this trellis down there. I still am trying to do bonsai. Not always successful. I've got a little greenhouse there and I've got seeds and things started. But this is this garden here that I've established and planted. Let's see if I can go around here. Trying to get flower beds all the way around. I've established all of these flower beds. There was none here at all when I got here. And the lawn too. There was just, like I said, dirt, weeds, and rocks. I put in this little pathway and this brick wall. I tried to arrange to make steps down to the field below. Got some creeping phlox along that I hope will creep trail down the rock walls. I've got some tree peonies. Everything has to be protected from rabbits. The rabbits around here are voracious. I've lost so many things because of the rabbits. So now everything gets a cage. Everything that I really like and that's important to me gets a cage around it. Now this is the shady side of the house. This has been the hardest part to establish any kind of grass. Have to be quiet because there's a pair of Jenny wrens nesting in that. And I have been trying to grow rhododendrons along here, and they all die. This is an oak leaf rhododendron. Finally, I think might be taking, but the rest of them, they all die. I don't know if it's just too shady here for them or what the problem is. This spot too, right across the front, is just so shady. I have a hard time finding anything that will grow here. Got some phlox that are blooming here. And there's Scout standing in the flower bed there. about ready to tramp it and smash it. Pretty much any of the grass that you see is grass that I have planted and have tried to establish. This rock garden was here when I got here, of course, but it was full of weeds. I have to continuously pull the weeds. It's a non-stop process. Trying to establish. Come on, Scout, get out of the way. He goes into everything. tramples everything. Tramples. Hollyhocks and things. Of course, everything's got to be protected from the rabbits. There's quite a few flowers in here that were here when I got here, but I have added some things too. There are lilies, some kind of like native sunflower. It's a smaller variety. Lupins. Did I say peonies, wild roses, irises? Some that were here when I came here and some that I planted. That purple one is bloomed. I think that's one of the ones I planted because when I got here, just these irises were here over here. And they're all sort of a washed out yellow. I was disappointed when they bloomed that they weren't a more vibrant color. So of course I planted purple. I planted this sweet gum tree because we had a sweet gum at home. It was always Dad's tree. It was the big tree in our front yard. And here's some wild roses. Oh look, they're starting to bloom. They smell really good when they bloom. What was that? Some of my bonsais lined up. My bonsai projects, I should say, in these pots. Let me think. What else is there to show? I bought this Harry Lauder walking stick tree. I think it's called Red Dragon. It's a great favorite of mine. I think it's so cool. You might see it around. They have these really twisty corkscrew-like branch structure. I just think they're so cool. This year I did not get geraniums or fuchsia, which I usually do. This year I've just sown cosmos and zinnias for the most part. This lilac was here when I got here. It's been a neat thing to have. I planted this eastern redbud. It's supposed to be a weeping eastern redbud, and I thought it was dead for obvious reasons. And I was so happy this year that it bloomed. It showed me it's not dead. I got my dahlias planted around. I think some of these are duds because they haven't come up yet. The ones that did come up, I've got planted around and appropriately protected by caging. But so far, that has been the garden. I think I showed you everything. And that is that. I'm going to try to keep this rose alive. I have planted, how many have I planted? Maybe 5 roses, and they've all died since I came up here. So this is a project. This will survive. Anyway, these are columbines, some of the wildflowers that I planted. That bush with the white flowers, that's a native shrub. And anyway, here we go. This is Steve's garden thus far. It's coming together. Bye.